Thanks for joining me to our Pose Unlocked class. Today we'll be working on Frogger Pose, which is a nice, intense inner thigh stretch. We'll get progressively deeper into it. As always, the more warmed up you are when you come to class, the better off you're gonna be, and listen to your body. All right, let's start on our backs. Lay all the way back. Bring your right knee into your chest without using your hands. So using the muscles of the hip flexor to squeeze it in. See if you can feel your thigh against your chest. And then just begin to circle your knee out and then in, bringing it into your chest, your thigh into your chest each time, rolling out and in for 3, out and in for 2, out and in. Last one, keep your knee in. Rotate your hip out, so squeezing your outer glute, and then extend your leg, reaching your foot up towards your hand, and bend. So 3 like this, extend your leg, and bend. Keep pushing through the opposite heel onto the floor, so my left foot is pressing down. Extend your right leg, and bend. Last one, extend your right leg, reach your toes up towards your hands, reach up. And then at the last moment, grab your ankle, pull your thigh up towards your head or your shoulder or wherever you can reach. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Without letting go too fast, I want you to release, but try to keep your leg there for 5. Squeeze the muscles in your hip. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, hug the knee into the chest, straighten the leg, pull your leg in towards your face. And then slowly extend your leg all the way down. Let's take that on the other side. Hugging your left thigh into your chest. See if you can feel the pressure of your thigh against your belly or your chest. And then let's begin those circles outward. So it's out, around, and in. Out, around, and in. Out, around, and in. Hold it here, bring the thigh in. Rotate the leg out, make sure you have enough space, hopefully I do. And then just extend your knee straight up towards your hands and bend. Good, extend straight. Remember to keep pressure with your straight leg so it's not like a dead leg, you're really pushing. And in, last one, extend out. Holding it here, reach your thigh up towards your arm, reach your toes up towards your hand, and then grab your ankle, pulling your leg up. Remember, press through that straight leg. Hold up for 3, 2, and keeping your leg where it is, let go and see if you can hold the position for 3, 2, and bend the knee into your chest. Extend the leg up as close as you can towards your body. And then with length and strength, reach your left leg forward and down. So you should feel some heat that has been built in your hip flexors. So let's go ahead and come on up into a hands and knees position. So we're coming into a dancing lion here. So it's a little bit like hands and knees, but a bit wider, knees out. And you're gonna come forward, drop your hips down, and then pull back, reach your hips back. Reach forward, bring your chest down, and pull back. So we're going in the same direction for 2 more circles. These just feel good and they kind of warm up your spine while you're at it. Last one. And then switch directions. Circle back and come forward. For 4, make sure you've got padding under your knees for this class. This floor is super hard and I always feel it on my knees if my mat isn't thick enough. Last 2. And last one. Now from here, reach forward with your hips. And again, my knees are wider, my toes are out, and then push your hips back. So we're just warming up through the joints, through the muscles. This gets progressively more intense, so just make sure you're working at your level. It feels good in a nice, challenging way. I feel the fire burning, of course, in a good way. And last one, reach forward, hold for 3, squeeze your belly in for 2, and push your hips back, threading the needle in this wide-legged position. So we're not in a full frog yet. We're kind of if frog in child's pose had a baby, this would be it. Reach your right arm under, and then just kind of allow your body to relax in this position. And come on up, let's switch sides. I'm not doing super long holds today because it's so much in the same movement, in this external rotation. So we kind of want to just move through it, feel it, and then progress together. All right, from here, come on back up. Woo! Bring your knees together. If you need to maybe push a hip forward, whatever you've got to do. All right, from here onto your hands and knees, we're going to take a half frog, which is about half as hard as full frog, but it actually feels really good. So bring your right knee out to the side, drop the front of your left hip down to the floor. I love the way this pose feels because you can really bring a nice back bend to it. So if it's too intense, drop your belly down. And if you want, you can maybe like pump your arms straight and feel that stretch in the inner thigh. For 3, for 2, last one, hold and squeeze. Maybe if you want, you can even extend that leg out. Really engage the outer thigh and glute. And lower your chest down, extend your right leg long. Let's go on the other side. Slide your left leg out, pushing into the top of your right foot. And then you can stay down here if you feel enough, or you can start to take this like pump, lift, and lower. So upper body is working. You're stretching your back into extension, and you are definitely going to be feeling some magic in the inner thigh of that bent knee. All right, last one, let's hold it up. If you did so on the other side, you can stretch your leg out long. That should feel nice. And bend the knee in, lift, hold, squeeze. And slowly lower down, slide your left leg long. You can kind of windshield wipe your hips just to soften it up, loosen it up. And then let's move on. All right, tucking the toes under, push yourself back, and let's make our way into a malasana, which is a squat pose. So we're taking a wide-legged squat today, toes out, heels in. You can sit on a block if you need. And let's use your right arm against your right knee or thigh to push your knee open, and then use your left hand against your left knee and thigh. You can see I'm working to straighten my arm because that gives me a lot of leverage. You don't have to, of course, you can stay here, but just that motion of opening the thighs, squeezing the glutes. And then other way, pushing your left elbow against your left thigh, using your right hand against your right inner thigh, not really on the knee joint itself. Push out, reach open, and bring it in. Let's just take some leg straightening, hands to the floor, pick your hips up, shift your weight back, shift your weight forward, and bend your knees. 3 more like that. Lift, push, and bend. Last 2, and bend. Last 1, and bend. All right, very good. Let's come into Skandasana, which is like a skier squat, side lunge, extending my right leg, so you might want to mirror me, or you could take the same side, dropping your left heel to the floor, and you can sit your butt down for today. Sometimes we do this lifted active one, which is fine, but today we're working a bit more flexibility, so you can sit your butt down, and we want you to think about pulling your knees apart as far as you can. Push and reach your legs apart. And you do that by really squeezing the outer thigh rather than just pushing and pushing the inner thigh out. Think about squeezing the outer thighs towards each other behind you. It's kind of a mind trip, but it's energetic. All right, let's go ahead and switch sides. Bending your right knee, open your leg out, push out, reach out. And I'm really using my hands to help open my legs, and I'm also squeezing my outer glutes to help squeeze it open. Are you ready? Are we ready for our peak pose here? We're going to froggy pose, inner thigh stretch. So alignment is really everything here. Again, I would urge you to have something soft under your knees because you don't want the pressure of the floor hurting you, but also limiting you in how long you can stay. So bring your knees out wide, and you really want to make sure that your knees and your hips are in line, so your hips are not too far back or too far forward, because that's going to give you a false sense of what's happening. And I'm going to try to angle so you can see me here. My knees are going super, super wide, belly in and up. So again, if I let my belly sag, I feel like I'm going super deep here. It's not necessarily as effective, but if you draw the belly in, tuck your tailbone under, you're really going to get much more out of the stretch. I want you to check the alignment that your hips and your knees are in line, and then your knees and your ankles are in line. And then you can shimmy forward and back. Hopefully all types of sensations happening here in a good way. Always back off if things are not feeling, good. And then slide your knees apart. Slowly just begin to descend with the pelvis to the floor. I know I've got a little bit of an arch in my back, so you could kind of take that out and slide the knees out, and then just relax into it best you can. I want you to keep action in your feet, flexing the toes to the shins. You're welcome to lay flat. If you want to take it a little bit more intense, slide your hands underneath you, and that, like we did in the half frog, you can kind of lift up and lower down. Yikes, right? Lift and lower, and then let's take some circles. All right, so we're going counterclockwise up and back, counterclockwise up and back, and then let's take a couple in the other direction. Oh, might not feel totally even. And good, hold it here, staying on your forearms, lying down, squeezing your butt. You've got this. And slowly start to straighten out your legs, bring them towards each other. I'm gonna give you one more bonus round if you want to make it a little more intense. I've got my blocks here today. You can grab books, or you could just repeat a second set with your knees on the floor. What's nice about using blocks is after you use blocks, you go back on the floor, you can get like, holy cow, way, way deeper. All right, so it's kind of nice in that sense where you push yourself even further, then you go back to the previous variation, you'll see a lot of improvement. So I set up my blocks, you might need to readjust once or twice, and dropping the hips down. Again, check your alignment, that you're not too far forward, too far back, that your belly isn't dropped. I'm gonna show this to you from the side, so you can get an idea. Again, the hardest part, I'd say, well, there's a lot of hard parts, but most challenging part at first is really finding the distance of the blocks where you need to be in order to have proper alignment. So as you can see, not too far forward, not too far back, not too wide, and draw the navel in. You want to think about your legs being like butterfly wings. They're kind of reaching out, trying to fly. So you're squeezing your butt, you're squeezing your belly, dropping it down. You can bring the head to the floor. Find some type of relaxation here. This is where mind over matter comes in, like your meditation practice or anything like that, is when things get intense, that we don't kind of run away from it. We embrace it, embrace the intensity, breathe into it, and even move past it. All right, I'm gonna slowly make my way out of this. Again, one of the more challenging parts. And if you want to recheck your frog pose now, again without the blocks and just on the floor, you might be pleasantly surprised to see that your range of motion is improved. What do you think? So for just a few minutes a day, you can really, really improve your flexibility. I would definitely recommend coming to class more on the warmer side, and hold the poses, repeat the class. Not even, more than just a couple times a week. You could even do it twice in a row. And you're gonna see massive improvements in your hip mobility, in your inner thigh mobility, and overall, hopefully just kind of feeling really good. All right, when you're ready, come out of it if you're still in it. And woo, come on up. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you have an amazing, amazing day. Namaste.